Once upon a time, in the bustling town of Talkington, there lived a young boy named Bart. Bart was a cheerful, curious boy with a mop of curly hair and sparkling eyes that always seemed to be brimming with questions. But there was one thing everyone in Talkington knew about Bart: he just couldn't stop yapping. From the time Bart woke up in the morning until he drifted off to sleep at night, words tumbled out of his mouth like water from a bubbling brook. He talked to his parents over breakfast, to the birds as he walked to school, and even to the flowers in the garden. His friends at school loved him dearly, but sometimes they wished Bart would take a little break from all his talking. One sunny day, Bart's class was planning a trip to Whispering Woods, a magical forest where the trees were said to be wise and full of secrets. Everyone was buzzing with excitement, including Bart. He talked about the trip endlessly, wondering aloud about all the things they would see and hear. The morning of the trip arrived, and the children climbed excitedly onto the school bus. Their teacher, Miss Petra, explained the rules. "Remember, children, Whispering Woods is a special place. We must listen more than we speak if we want to hear the whispers of the forest." Bart's eyes widened with wonder. He had never listened for whispers before. But soon enough, as the bus rolled through the countryside, Bart began to yap away, his words filling the air once more. His friends giggled and shook their heads in amusement. When they reached the Whispering Woods, the air was cool and still. Sunlight danced through the leaves, creating patches of light and shadow on the forest floor. The children stepped off the bus, and they were immediately hushed by the serenity of the place. Even Bart was momentarily silent, taking it all in. Miss Petra led them along winding paths, and as Bart started to speak, she gently reminded him, "Remember to listen, Bart. You might hear the trees talking." Bart nodded, determined to try his best. They stopped by a sparkling brook. Bart listened and listened, but all he could hear was the gurgling water and the birds singing in the treetops. It was beautiful, but he didn't hear any whispers. As the day went on, Bart grew quieter and quieter, listening to the songs of the forest. As they walked, he began to notice little things he hadn't before: the rustling of leaves, the hum of insects, the soft padding of his friends' footsteps. By the end of the day, Bart had hardly spoken at all. His friends were surprised but pleased. As they left the woods, Bart had a contented smile on his face. He had learned the beauty of listening. Back in Talkington, Bart was still his cheerful self. But now, he listened as much as he talked. The townspeople were amazed, and his parents were proud. From then on, whenever Bart felt like yapping too much, he'd remember the majestic trees of Whispering Woods, whose whispers were best heard when he was quiet. And so Bart lived happily ever after in the cheerful town of Talkington, sharing his thoughts a little less and hearing so much more.